on the first clap. No one's right on the last clap, but the middle two, you're probably close. More editing magic. Gosh, I feel we're old now. We talk about the most mundane shit. Oh, it's weather, the word, it's traffic, man. Let me tell you. Fucking, oh man, podcast
4 claps
editing.
in the
Let me
editing.
tell you.
Yeah.
4 claps. Shit. All right.
That's great, because we actually were talking about mistakes we made like years ago. Like literally before we started recording. Back before.
Oh, yeah.
When we were young podcasters.
Oh, yeah. I
when we were young and
awkward for
seasons were so
you.
bright.
All right. I listened to the episode 0 from my end. And because I still had my track for some reason. And oh boy, that was boring as fuck.
I bet I could probably track that
spoke.
down.
I hardly spoke.
I remember I got you and Nikki confused. And then halfway through, Nikki was just kind of stopped hosting. And then you picked up.
Yeah.
And then I got extra confused because I was like, who the fuck are these two? They sound so similar. Who's hosting? What's going on here?
That was episode 1. Episode 0, we had planned for Nikki to be the host, and I actually introduced myself as Nikki 6, acting like I was like, okay, here's the intro, I'm Nikki 6. Ugh.
Interdasting.
Yeah.
Didn't confuse things at all.
This is the part where I go, welcome, challengers, to Battleground of the Gods, a Smite podcast. I'm your host, Dep Nation, and joining me today, we have Fro Double G.
What's up, motherfuckers?
And we have a very special guest with us, Sadons.
Hello there.
I saw the name of the old person who used to or the nickname of the old person who used to do our thumbnails, and I almost introduced you as that, and I'm like, wait a minute,
wow,
that's not right.
Wow. No, it's out with the old, in with the new at this point.
Yeah. Same nickname though.
I had no idea, but sure.
I don't think he's getting the joke. But Depp, I also have to admit your joke's not funny.
We do pay this one.
As opposed to the last wave, I am the thumbnail employee.
There we go. Thumbnail employee. It's not the same.
Well, the last one we just kind of had like an ongoing, we'll shout you out.
Right.
It's all your links
a handshake.
Yeah.
It was a handshake. Yeah.
Then again, I haven't made a thumbnail for you in about 3 months, so I might have to do a rain check on that paycheck.
Well, I mean, we haven't cut the check.
I'm getting back to it though. I'm getting back to it.
Once you give us that time card, then we'll be able to. That's accounting jokes for you people out there. But this is not an accounting podcast.
No, it's not.
Before we get into our games this week, Sadons, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do? Because we do that here.
Who I am and what I do. Well, I am Sadons. I've been in the botg community for about 4 or 5 years, maybe. I've been not a very active member, not talking too much in periods, but I'm there at times. And I'm also a guy, I have apparently 140 hours of Smite, and I'm still probably one of the worst players in the Discord, so that's fun. But hey, I enjoy the game, as opposed to probably half the people in the Discord, which is ironic. So that's a good part.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
No, I love you, Bright, but don't take it personal.
Ooh, called out by name.
Yeah, by name. Wow. He saw that bus coming and he's like, you tossed under.
So yeah, I'd have to say, Sadons, you're a bit of an oddity in a few ways for this show. First off, you're probably the only person I know that started playing Smite because of our podcast.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anyone
true.
else.
I was actually in the Discord community. By the way, your community is the reason I joined Discord for the first time. So when I joined the first chat, there was like, the prophecy has been fulfilled. Sadons has arrived. You know, those messages that appear every time someone arrives. And I was like, oh damn, did Adios like make a command in chat that I might be joining or something? What
Very
prophecy is this?
confused.
How did they know? No, but there we go. So actually, me and longtime member, listener of the show, may rest in peace, Adios. We worked together, and he introduced me to Smite, and he introduced me to this podcast that he kept telling me about every time we had lunch. And I was like, well, how can I interact with this? So I joined the Discord, and I saw playing Smite, but I stayed in the Discord for the longest time. So for was a very active chatter without actually playing the game. I haven't listened to the podcast because talk about the games, but talking about it, but I didn't actually play the game until
Sadons,
I decided to pick it up when I got a PlayStation 4. I decided, you know what, I'm going to be a Smash player now.
not gonna lie, Sadons. The last like 5 seconds that was real rough to understand. Discord did its thing pretty hard.
Discord's been doing its thing.
Luckily,
for a while.
you know how the thing goes. The audio file, spot on,
Yes.
spot on.
The audio
yeah.
should still be good, hopefully.
Yep.
Oh wait, am I supposed to press the recording button? Oh no. That's a joke. That's a joke.
You know,
See, the thing about that joke is it's happened.
it has.
We've
I am
been in
aware.
there. Oh, I was supposed to be recording too. Like, yeah, that's why we asked if you downloaded Audacity. And they're like,
Yes.
oh, I just thought I needed it for what, to look good
Well,
on your desktop,
what?
you dumbass.
Yeah.
Like,
To look pretty.
yeah.
Well, segue here. I actually do know how to use the Discord because I have recorded some things with you before, Fro. Both some D&D related stuff and also other general gaming related stuff.
Yeah. So, Sadons and I, we did attempt I'm sure if y'all remember, the Battleground of the Dice podcast.
Bot D.
Bot D. That did fall apart for a few reasons, and we just haven't really, I'm not sure if it's the time or the initiative to get it going again. But we have maintained a Dungeons and Dragons and all tabletop Warhammer, any tabletop RPG really, Discord, the Battleground of the Dice Discord. Yeah, and we do have our YouTube.
We do
for that.
do
We
the
haven't
YouTube together as
uploaded.
well.
Yep. We do have our Bot D YouTube. The intention was to no, the Bot D still on Battleground of the Dice. With the intention of that was to also, if anyone had like any live play podcasts or anything like that, where you could host them, put them on there. But again, a lot of that's kind of fell short, and it's just kind of turned into a Discord group. Still a fun little community. We've got like 60 some odd, 50 some odd D&D players or shit. If you play, feel free to join. Yeah, then the Bot P. This one I'm a little more excited about. So we started up a YouTube channel, a bunch of terrible players, or BOTP. Got to stay on brand, right?
I mean, when all of this just kicks off, we have to start like the bot community.
The bot collective.
Yeah, the bot collective, exactly. Where we just choose a letter of the alphabet and make it bot X.
Bot
something. Yeah.
Laugh, but we're getting to the point where we might actually have to make all, not LLC. What is it? No, it might be LLC. I gotta remember the term now. We're getting to the point where we might actually have to make a small little company for the Discord, for the podcast.
The collective.
Yeah. Might be Battleground Collective. Interesting. Anyways,
what's a group of robots called? Like a group of crows is called a murder. You know, like a group of ravens is called a conspiracy. What's a group of robots?
An army?
There we go.
You know, this is
No.
I was gonna
this is
say
what we have the
I was gonna
internet
say a
for.
factory, but an army sounds way better.
Oh, it could be
Oh,
a BOTP,
collective.
battleground
Or
of the
no.
business.
A cog of robots.
There we go.
But yeah, anyway, so we got the BOTP, the bunch of terrible players, which is a very similar thing. It's a YouTube channel for it's open to anyone in our community. Um, Basically, if they want to upload videos there, mainly started as Sadons and I just uploading videos of whatever we wanted to play and whatever upload. But we also have been trying to encourage people like upload their VODs. Because not many people, especially like your smaller streamers, right? They have like a YouTube channel that's got like 3 or 4 subscribers, maybe around 10, less than that. And they'll upload a few VODs, but you can't get like a bunch of growth off from that just doing that. So it's like, well, we're gonna kind of have a spot where we can gather it. We'll get variety videos, hopefully a bunch of different. You can get exposed to a bunch of different people. We are still growing ourselves, obviously, but that is the overall intention. And on top of that, we also have a Discord for that as well, where it's heavily focused on helping content creators grow, helping content creators basically network and just chat about different games. Shit ton of channels in that one. Like we literally name a game and you will get a channel for it. Like where people can talk about that particular game, maybe videos, compiling, working together, just regular gameplay, etc., etc., etc. That one's definitely more general gaming, obviously. Yeah. So Sadons is like my go-to partner on a lot of these ventures into who the hell knows.
Yeah, me and Fro have fun together.
Well, all right.
I feel like I end up talking a lot on the Sadons Who Are You portion.
Oh yeah, who is Sadons? Frodo
I
will
mean,
G.
I
Well, let
mean,
me answer that for you.
isn't it better though to be? I mean, the more honest answer is being defined by how people see you than by how you perceive yourself
That is true.
as to who you actually are. I
I've
mean,
had to
there are
have
a lot
this.
of assholes. There's a lot of assholes in the world that define themselves as, "Oh, I'm a great guy."
See, I've had to explain this to my kid, right?
Mhm.
My teenager, that when I'm like, hey, you're kind of being a bit of an asshole to your siblings, and they're like, no, I'm not, and I'm like, that's not a decision you get to decide. I'm telling you that you are. You might not think that you are, but your mom and I, we're calling what we see, and you're kind of being a bit of an asshole to your siblings. Like, sorry. It's kind of the same thing. If someone comes up and tells you that you're being an asshole, like, you can't really tell them they're wrong because that's kind of how everyone in the situation is perceiving you, not how you perceive yourself.
My point exactly. Yeah.
I'd like to, ironically, as I'm saying this, gonna drink from my flowery coffee cup that says "fuck you."
There we go.
Disregarding the cup though, I gotta say, loving that shirt, Fro, with
No,
the Butt G logo and the Fro double G. Looks
I'm
Right?
not
good.
gonna lie,
Fancy.
these were real slick. Real. Big Rick's got one too. These are the ones that Famous made for Big Rick and I when we season.
Oh, that had to be
HRX.
2018. 2018 or 2017. So I think I went to 2019.
It was the year before that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I really like it because it's pretty decent quality cloth, right? Or fabric. It's got some weight to it. It's not thick though. Like it breathes. Yeah. It's a good feel to it. Like it's nice in the winter. It's not so thin where the wind blows right through it, but it's not so thick where it doesn't like let me like breathe at all. It's actually got like a longerness to it, so it actually goes past my fucking butt crack a little bit here. Not like literally.
Oh, I gotta love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not like I'm not having to worry about when I sit down, And then
has the logo stuck to it well though?
Oh,
like,
dude,
is it
it's
still
fucking
intact?
solid. Like it's. I could get up close and you can. Man, fuck it. We got video. This is horrible for the audio, but
You know, we love this for the audio. Oh,
Oh yeah,
and
that's a great green screen.
your green screen.
Oh well.
We got a green screen, Fro.
There's a few
Close
cracks. Few cracks running down it, right? But
But
otherwise,
I'm
like, spot
asking.
on.
I'm asking because my wife, she's a really talented artist. You can attest to this, Fro.
That's
And
true.
she made me some shirts for Father's Day, like a year or two back. Really beautiful prints. She's also the person who drew my profile picture that you might be watching if you're watching this stream. But the unfortunate thing is that they have started falling apart. Like the print is just cracking everywhere. It's looking awful. It's a real shame.
Did she do the what is it, the press where you like have the board where you tape
She
it down?
didn't make it herself. The shirt, she ordered it
Oh, okay.
from a "We put your print on a shirt" site.
Okay.
I know Famous ordered these, and I don't know where you ordered them from, but it actually is like pretty spot on.
Yeah.
And one thing, I was not when I first saw it, I'm like, that's kind of weird, but it's definitely grown on me. This isn't white. Kind of looks like white.
Okay.
It's actually
Yeah.
silver.
Huh.
It at first I'm like,
I could not tell.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but like it actually it works. It works real well. This is all silver as well too.
Okay.
Or like a grayish
Yeah.
silver.
You know,
in between.
this is great content for audio
really
podcasts.
is.
You know, we love this. We love this for us.
For the listeners, my name and the logo is silver. That's all I'm saying on my black shirt, and it pops because it looks almost white, but it's you get closer, it doesn't. It looks fine. It looks nice. Well, thank you. I like my shirt. I kind of want to know where he got it because I would order more, and I would make this the if possible, the place we got our t-shirts from.
Right.
Sorry, Teespring, you suck.
You know, trying to figure out the name for a group of robots. I'm on collective nouns now. This is my new hobby.
Christ.
A group of con artists is called a scam.
I mean, yeah.
I like that. I like
it, right? And then a group of frogs is called an army. Fro Double G, leader of the frog army.
I knew that one.
How were your games this week?
Oh shit, I wasn't ready for that though.
My
games this week.
Look at that segue. Look at that segue.
My games this week. Honestly, nothing too terribly exciting. As in, I don't really remember playing many games this week. I did kind of just not really play much this week. Besides, I wanted to spend some time with the family. I was also without internet for 3 days, so I mean that helps. Kind of got hit by like a mini isolated tornado, if you will. I'm trying to think. I did get some games in on Friday, but I don't remember how they fucking went at all. I did not have my history or anything up. I was not ready for that segue, Dip. You caught me with my pants down.
Well, you played one game of Slash with me, and then you were like, you know what? I want to play Blood Bowl instead. I'm gonna just leave the party as soon as this game is over. Let's F6, and I want to leave.
That was on Wednesday. No, that was last weekend. It was literally one of the like, Sadon set me up. Hey, you want to play a game? Yeah. Be on in 30. Then I just 35 or so, and he's like, oh, I actually got caught up. Saw him. He's like, okay, I'll be back in an hour. So I'll be sitting there waiting. An hour will go by, and I have to go do something. Sadon's to come back, and it was like back and forth all day until he like squeaked a game in.
Yeah,
and that was actually very upsetting because it was getting late for you. I remember.
It was, and we were supposed to have been playing with Stuffmeister as well, and we were both like, okay, it's Sunday night, gotta go to bed soon. Come on, bro.
Yep, it was literally that one. It's like, oh, okay, fine. This. I told the wife, I'm like, yo, I haven't played a game with Stoffmeister, Sadons, and I in like 6 to 8 months. To just play a game with the three of us, right? Because on Wednesdays, it is a lot of times just the three of us for a good portion. So I'm like, I'd like to play that one game. As soon as I sit down, I'm like, all right, I'm here, boys, I'm here. Stoff's like, yeah, I gotta go. And I'm like, no, fuck. And then like we actually had a 5-man at that team, and the whole team just fucking fell apart until it was just like Sadons and I. And I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just got disheartened. I'm gonna play this one because and on top
Which
of
we
being
lost
disheartened,
to add
we
insult to injury.
yeah, right. And on top of that, our Blood Bowl league is going well. It is going very well. It's very fun. There are a few things we're gonna change next time around. Now
Like
that we
disabling deaths is one of the things I heard.
Disabling deaths. I didn't really realize that was an option. I misunderstood what it meant by resurrection. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's pay to bring players back. No, resurrection means they just come back at the end. So they'll die for that game, come back to life. So I'm like, nah, fuck that. We ain't turning that on. Yeah, well, players are dying left and right. And it's like, oh, shit. My bad.
Yeah.
So that's been a bit of a struggle.
Pro Double G picked the thick team and made sure that he could kill the competition.
It wasn't intentional, but I feel bad because that's what it looks like. Just like, it's not. It's not. But yeah, so that was be fun. That was also part of the reason I switched over to Blood Bowl is because we all just started talking about it. And then, complete fucking surprise to me, I've talked D&D and fantasy shit around this dude for years, but Stoffmeister's like, oh, yeah, I fucking used to play Warhammer back in the day, and then drops, like, hardcore Warhammer lore and knowledge in chat, and I'm like, dude, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Like, you are beyond me, dude. Like, I don't, what? Like, hold the fuck up here. And he's like, yeah, I just don't really like D&D. I'm like, well, I mean, I get online.
You're starting to build a new Warhammer army in like a week with your friend. Why can't you just join us for a D&D game? You are already a super nerd. Just give in.
Right. Well, okay, I will admit this. He likes playing in person and with Warhammer because he likes the terrain and the tabletop and all that. And it is a very different experience, and it is very enjoyable to do that. I get a lot of enjoyment out of doing the online. Some people don't. I would love to play in a weekly game where I went to a store and played. Or I say a store, but anywhere, buddy's house, anything. I'd love it an in-person game, but sometimes you can't do that, and it is a different thing. I get it. I was just very surprised that it's like, it wasn't like Stoff's like, oh, I played once, and I kind of have an idea what's going on. I understand the console. Oh, I know what you mean by armor rating. No, this motherfucker is dropping like 19-syllable fucking Welsh-sounding names. Be like, yeah, the blah, 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 army. They did all this stuff back in, the year 2397. Like, I'm like,
great
fuck
song.
me, bud. Maybe. But yeah, there's my games. Depp, how about you?
Nice. Still distracted by collective nouns, but
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit too.
What's a group of lions called?
I can look that up for you.
Pride?
It's the one. Yeah, it's a pride. That's like the one of the few I know.
Like, what was the one for vultures? That was the one where it's like a senator or senate. God.
Let's see. Vultures is awake.
Awake. Oh yeah, the vultures. Was
oh,
awake.
that's
so what's the one for a senate? There's one. It's like it's kind of like how you got the murder of crows, and then you had the
right.
What you said for ravens.
A group of baboons.
Senators is
that's what is the baboons. The group of baboons.
A group of baboons is called a congress, according to this one top Google search.
I knew there was one where it's like politicians are this animal.
No, wait. I'm scrolling down and it says not only is it wrong, but it also disrespects baboons. So no, that was apparently a lie. I was told by the internet.
Oh, sorry, baboons. I didn't mean to compare you to politicians. You deserve better.
Well, Fro, towing a line here. There is a group.
That's always a very scary statement.
It's a parliament.
Okay.
Of whores.
Of what?
Whores. WHO.
Oh, okay, that one.
RES. A group of whores is called a parliament.
Well, a group of pandas is called an embarrassment.
Okay. Do they mean prostitutes? That's what I'm very curious.
I'm gonna click down on this word, and Fro Double G, you better not.
I mean, that's your search history, bud.
That's my search history. Clicking down on it got me nowhere. It got me to bees.
I was like, because if we're just talking like, that's what a group of prostitutes is called. Maybe let's use our different wording. I don't know. I get it. You gotta call them whores.
A group of prostitutes is a stable.
Oh boy.
I feel like you
Well,
asked,
I think
bro.
that
I feel
corrects.
you
I
asked.
think that corrects the first statement, though, Deb.
Yeah.
We have our answer now.
Yeah.
They just make promiscuous women.
My favorite two, wildcats. A group of wildcats is called a destruction, and a group of wild boars is called a sounder.
Okay.
Getting snuck up on by a sounder, a wild boar.
I still feel I can relate more to a group of pandas, honestly.
Oh, what's a group of pandas?
An embarrassment.
Panda. Crowds in Atlanta.
A group of pandas is called an embarrassment.
Is there a group of animals we call a circus? There has to be, right?
You
Or is that
know,
just what you call a group of children?
CI? Let's find CI if there's anything called a
There
circus.
There has to be.
HI. I don't see anything listed as circus on.
I have lost faith in humanity.
Well, I
group-
know
A
I
group
know
of
a group.
friends is a circle, but that's the closest I'm drawing with this list.
Well, I can tell you a group of things that make a circus together. My teammates in Smite, Depp, how was your games this
Oh.
week?
Oh shit!
You know, back to
Hit
it.
'em
I
with
love
it.
the transition. I'm 100% here for it. So Riggs and I tried we tried two-manning some of that Bobble Boys stuff, and it didn't work with two people on the team. I feel like it was our teammates were my MMR and the enemy team was Riggs's MMR. And it
So you just slapped the shit out of the enemy team because they were obviously
vice
a bunch
versa.
of plebs.
Vice versa. We got slapped
Trying to hype you up, Deb.
and our teammates were making questionable plays the entire time.
Oof.
Yeah. So that's how a lot of that went. I grouped up with another friend who wanted to play a lot of the classic Conquest. And you know, we were being gamers for a while. And after a while it's just like, okay, well this is like farm whoever gets to late game first and then try and keep getting picks until you can push to end. Like there wasn't proper strategy to it at all. So, I don't know. Not a huge fan of the classic Conquest. Wouldn't have played it if I wasn't with the friend who was queuing it. So yeah, that's how a lot of my games went. Nothing notable. Kind of like Fro said, it's just been kind of a mad week. Been playing some Sea of Thieves. Played. We did the Blood Bowl the past week or so. I think we got two matches in, and then we're on our third week now.
Yeah, we're on a bit of a hiatus though because Nev and Panda are
out of town. Yeah. So, but I got to get my match in this weekend because I think Nev and Panda they get back, and then they're gonna play this coming week sometime, and then they'll be the last ones, and then we can hit the next week. But having fun with that, having fun playing games.
I feel bad for
fun.
Nev though because she lost 3 people.
You could have not, Fro.
Not me. No. Which I kind of luckily because I'm not gonna lie, I'll follow you once a game. I'll throw a fucking foul, right? Like if I'm up, yeah, I'll stomp your face. Why not? And I fouled out one of her people, but I injured a few, but I did not kill a single one. Panda, murdered her team.
Oh,
but not as bad as what was it? Bright versus Riggs. Because I think
we
Riggs
gave
had like
Riggs
4 or 5 people died.
The problem was we gave Riggs bad advice because he had a guy injured. one injured and one dead, I think. And we thought you could sell them, get their gold value, and then buy the new player. Well, it didn't work like that, and he ended up just losing like 2 additional players from his team. So he originally had 12, you field 11. So he was down to 10 before the game even started. So, you
guys
know,
got him.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I don't play the game, so why are you taking advice from me?
No shit. That's a good point.
That's a very
Although,
good point.
I will also
Very
say,
valid.
Although
say,
Bright does play this game, and he gave the same advice. So,
who takes Bright's
there's that.
advice?
Wait, didn't you say that this game was Bright versus Riggs? Like, shouldn't Riggs not be taking advice from his adversary?
Was it Bright? It was somebody. Somebody was with me that played the game that was giving him advice. I think it was before their matchup, even.
So he's
It was
hobbling
before they knew they
even
were
got going.
facing each other. Yeah. Well, it was before the second week was even announced, I think, right?
But yeah, I just announce them as soon as the games are finished.
Right. Well, Sadons, have you... I mean, I guess you've got all of your Smite game history that you can talk about if you want to talk about some exciting games, some not so exciting ones, The floor is
Well,
yours.
Well, you mentioned like you haven't really been enjoying the normal Conquest lately. I swear I haven't played Conquest for the entirety of season 9 yet.
No.
I've been a Slash boy since this season 9 started.
You having fun with
Uh,
Slash?
I am. I gotta say, it's been getting a little bit more tryhardy than it was at release lately, in my opinion.
Those are all the Siege players finally queuing up together.
Exactly, yeah. They
Yeah.
tried to go over to Joust and figured out they couldn't just leave that one guy in the corner crying, so now they're back to Slash.
Back to
Just have a
Slash,
rando
yeah.
with them.
Or it's all the MOTD people going, what the fuck are we going to play? You took away our cooldowns and our Saturday game mode. Fuck you.
That too.
That too, yeah. I should probably preface this with the fact that I haven't played Slash for about... No, I haven't played Smite for about 2 months because I have been away from the computer abroad. So I haven't had the ability to play until
Does your
when I
wife
came
know
home.
that you've been with a broad?
Listen, that's a word, isn't it? Maybe I should mention, hi, I'm Sadons. I'm not a English native speaker.
No,
I am from Norway.
To be fair,
So,
I don't even
no,
think it's your second language, right? It's your third?
if the third, fourth, depends how you define language.
It wasn't one of the first two you learned.
No, but it's the one I'm the second best at, which is
Okay.
such a bad sentence that probably proves I don't speak very good English.
Second most proficient. Come on,
Second
you're a
most
D&D player.
proficient in-
You know what
Oh
proficiency
yeah,
is.
I have language proficiency in English.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, now you sound like a
No.
D&D character for sure.
Did I mention I have dark vision? Anyways, I have been away from the computer in a different country for about... We really should just be doing a D&D podcast because I have more to say there. For about 2 months. So I've only had maybe a couple of dozen games since I got home about a month ago. They have been primarily losses, so I guess muscle memory getting depleted while I'm gone from the computer is a real thing. Dropped quite a lot of elo points, but I've had a few wins there and there. I mainly play whenever either Stoffmeister or Fro or random people in the Discord are on, which during summertime isn't very often. People are on holidays, people are touching grass like, normal people. Shame on them. And Smite isn't top priority for everyone. But come
'cause you
winter,
only do grass for
you'll
fucking-
all come crawling back to me.
Just because your country only has grass for like fucking 2 weeks out of the year, all right?
The first time of the year I get a ping with looking for gaming Europe, I know, oh, it's autumn. They're getting desperate again. The
That's
sun's
not
gone.
true. I ping you every Wednesday. Actually, not since I
Yeah,
started
you're
streaming. So I
always
guess
you're
that's
always
fair. That's
desperate,
fair.
bro. You're always desperate.
I am desperate. I am desperate.
No, let's see. Any note? I'm looking at my Smite history now, and I'm seeing an embarrassing amount of Ganesha. But that's nothing
We
new.
love this. We love this for us. Our
I
Yeah,
own
we're
swear,
all
when
about it.
I started playing Smite on the PlayStation 4,
Yeah.
I played only Ganesha until I had him diamond. I did not touch a single other god or role. I played support Ganesha until I had him diamond at like 1200.
Great
Uh,
God.
it is such a good character. It
Such a
has
good one.
everything a good
Still
character
good.
needs, and people yell at you less when you give them kills. Like you won't get
Yeah.
accused of kill stealing.
Unless you're on DM Brandon's team, in which case he does worry about why you don't have any kills in the entire
Zero
match.
There's no
Zero
fucking
fucking
kills.
kills.
Zero fucking kills. Oh wait, I forgot. If you haven't seen the clip, guys, go watch the clip. What a fucking man-child little bitch. Anyways,
I will point out the fact that the clip is from what, like 8 years ago.
I mean, it's
Maybe
pretty
more.
close to,
Is it time to let it go yet?
close to when Ganesh came out, right?
Yeah.
So
No, I just really enjoy Ganesh.
that
I
does bring up a
enjoy
good point here, real
Guardians
quick.
in general.
Sadons. That you do bring up a good point. You're like, is it time to let it go yet? Yeah, I mean, no. Fuck that guy.
When you're such a spectacular specimen of asshole as he is, yeah, maybe you just don't let it go.
I mean, it's kind of one of those like,
I mean, when people come up to me and they're like, "Well, Stalin, it wasn't really that." I'm like, "No, you know what? Let's maybe not give him a break."
no,
No.
let's not. No, let's not.
Yeah.
It's kind of like and I have seen this in some online circles when like, okay, for instance, whenever you want to talk about something brutal or like something like that, it's always like, let's insert, the radical 1940s German party, right? It's like, yeah, we can just agree those are evil. Like, we don't have to have
Yeah.
this conversation. Like, the world
No,
agreed. There was a war about this whole thing. Like, there is just, no, it is.
No, the great, by far, not by far, but one of the great things that the Nazi Party gave us was a universal name for bad people. Like, if in a philosophical argument, if you want to bring up, absolute evil, you go, well, imagine the Nazis, and
Mhm.
everyone understands. So yeah, the Nazis, that were my Smite games of the week.
I don't know how we got there. I really don't.
Well, the
don't.
collective term for a group of terrible people is Nazis.
Yeah, there we go. Tying it all together. My man.
We've come full circle.
Like you said, you've
Oh,
been doing this for too
goddamn.
long. You're an old man now.
All right.
They come too easy,
Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love
which
it.
is the opposite of
Well,
what usually happens when you get old. Anyway,
anyway, Frodo
Sadons,
G.
you're like 22.
I keep saying I'm 22, and my wife gets very angry. Apparently, I'm 23, but I don't believe her.
Ah. That. By the way, I was gonna bring this up earlier when we were talking about age.
Yeah.
Here soon, you're gonna be able to say
Mhm.
back when I was podcasting in my 20s.
Yeah, I'll be able to say
It's
that.
an awkward statement, trust me.
It is. Back in my younger days.
Back in my 20s when I podcast, it's much different from my
Right.
30s podcasting.
I
It's kinda
started
awkward 'cause I feel
podcasting
like
in
I
my
have-
early 20s, and
I
now
feel like-
look at me.
I actually have mellowed out a bit compared to old Fro, and it's like, oh no, it's happening.
Do you
Listen,
look back
Fro-
at
Fro
your? Do you
started
look
off
back
as
at
a
old
solo
episodes?
lane ranked assault player, and now look at you.
Do you look back at
Ranked
your old
assault player.
podcast episodes like that Hulk embarrassed meme?
They're bad. We don't look back. It's hard. It's hard enough to edit. I'm like, dear God, I lived this, and now I have to listen through it. It's hard enough to edit, let alone like the will to go back and like listen to it again. Like old stuff, no, never.
Yeah, so, and part of it is it's something that we know. Our content is dated, right? When it comes out, it's
Absolutely.
dated. Because what we could be talking about this week, like, oh man, this new god's so busted doing all this. Well, they're nerfed in a month, right? That's partly why we avoid talking about patch notes beyond big changes, because then, like, when you go back, no one in 6 months is gonna care about the 10 mana taken off this thing. So if anyone happens to go back and listen, they especially don't give a fuck.
Yeah. We
So that
stopped
is a
doing the
bit of a
patch
problem.
notes episodes. And it's just
Speaking,
like the content that we have available to us. Like Hat of Purgatories were fun when we first started them, and then they started being more and more and more, and they stopped being fun. And it's like, well, shit. Now we need like all three hosts together to do this weird fucking thing, and it's like, oh, it's not
dropping the
fun
Hat of
anymore.
Purgatory was probably one of the better executive decisions that have been made.
So
What
Yeah.
was that? Let me ask this behind the scenes stuff. Was that a conscious decision, or did it just happen? And then someone
Um,
was like, "Hey, it's been 4 weeks since we did a How to Purgatory. Should we?" And everyone was like, "Nah, let's
yes
not."
and no. It was one of those things where it's like, shit, we're running out of stuff. Let's move it to like every other week, giving us more time to do it. And then it was kind of like,
when we get
what if we
one,
just didn't? What if we just left it?
well, yeah, because it slowly turned into like we'll just do them when we get them,
Yeah.
and then we just stopped getting them, and it's like
Yep.
I think actually what was it last month? I finally deleted the channel, I think, and I'm like, no, we're just. Or it
Was it
might
like,
still be there. We
were
had
you
the
sentimental
conversation.
at all, or was it done with like a
No,
feeling of glee deleting that channel?
no, let's get out of here.
Oh
So
no, the
the
channel's
hat
still
has
there.
got away. It did get away very much so from its original what it was, because like kept saying,
Yeah.
it was supposed to be like an old, in a way, like an old solo double J video, right? Where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, we're doing the lawnmower Long Shen, or like
Yeah.
the build
Stack attack
the
speed.
Genji Deso, max cooldown, like crazy attack speed on this guy, or stuff
Right.
like that. And then it just slowly turned into like we're attempting mini BMT videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it turned into like elaborate process where
Only
we're
we're
like this
not
person
only
has to
we're
have
not
the
making
yeah.
the actual video and
And you're not having
you
fun
know
like BMT are in their videos.
Right.
Oh, and there's so much more BMT footage that we don't see because I feel like a lot of their stuff it ends up going into like a custom game and
If it's a very elaborate thing, a
yeah.
lot of times they are custom games.
Yeah.
Get things that, well, for two reasons. A, they don't want to be exploiting bugs out in the thing, out against normal people, right? So
Yep.
a lot of the meme shit they do will be against random people. A lot of the bugs will be customs.
So speaking of my relationship with Smite lately and the podcast, I guess, uh, there's these new people that I have no idea who are Yu Huang and Lancelot. And when I started playing and they were in my games, I was like, "Yeah, shit, I've
Real
been gone
quickly.
for 2 months." Yeah,
It's
So
pronounced huge Wang.
huge Wang, yeah.
Huge Wang.
Huge Wang, yeah,
Yep.
and
Huge Wang.
Lancelot, is that
Yep.
right? Huge
Yep.
Wang and Lancelot.
Yep.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, no. So I was like, "Well, who are these people in my games?"
Yeah.
So I
So
had to
Lancelot
resort. I
is
had to resort to the podcast. I had to be like, "Okay, what do we have on them? What can you tell me about these new characters?"
Oh boy. I don't
it's
think we really
mostly
talked
his
about
name
him.
is Huge Wang and the other one is Lance Daddy's actually a warrior, but you build him bruiser and
It's Achilles
just
with
another
horse.
method. Yeah, it's Achilles with horse. Better Achilles. Swap out the execute, give him some
I wouldn't say better Achilles. They're both
it's very
I listen.
Achilles is
I
still
Achilles is
had
good.
basic.
I had Achilles as my diamond challenge on the PS4. Do not tell me Achilles is good. I suffered for like a month
Oh,
uh,
Achilles is
back when
not
I
bad at
cared
all.
about finishing the diamond challenge.
Bro has a cat in
My
his
kitty
hand.
Hello,
don't
cat.
jiggle jiggle. Yeah, he came off my lap.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Achilles. I think he does well.
I think it also matters which mode. And
Probably
I
meta.
found because I was playing a lot of Achilles for a while, and I found that maxing his 2 second and really kind of managing that helped immensely because
Oh yeah,
you get
because it
so many
gives
protect. It gives huge protections.
doesn't it give power too? I know it gives a heal and prots, but doesn't it give
Yeah,
extra power on his?
I'm not positive on that. I don't have the ability up. I'm not pulling it up.
I don't remember. I do know
But
you do max that second a lot of times.
yeah, and it just started. It felt so much better for my survivability with him. And I was playing him in Joust at the time, which you have your front line, you have a hunter and a mage. Because this was immediately after the first rotation of double tank meta. Um, and now we're back in double tank meta. So,
I mean, we
but yeah,
did Sadons. You missed the whole solo tank meta. You would have hated that shit. One tank per team with
I'm
two hunters, kins everywhere.
mhm.
Oh, that does not sound fun. I
Oh,
I
it was
was
not.
on I am on the Smite Reddit and I read through what's there sometimes. And while I was gone, there was like several posts about Guardians are finally fun. Oh, they did this change and now Guardians are fun to play again. And then like 2 weeks later, it was reversed and everyone's like, Guardians are shit again. I'm like, oh, I guess I missed that fun.
Sadon's like, I missed the patch. I missed the
I
patch.
missed it. I had my
There was
chance.
that one fun Guardian patch for the last 4 years, and I missed it.
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
big unfortunate.
Complaining about the game is overrated. It's a free game where you can chill out with friends, and you still have the audacity to bitch about it every chance you get. It's honestly such a weak mindset.
Sadon's out here calling it the whole entire Smite community
You
weak.
know who you are, mister. You know who you are.
I mean,
Stop
honestly,
it. Appreciate
it
life.
it is a bit of a human thing in general to get upset, right? Because like I've had that too. Like I've been getting a little upset with the game lately. Um, a lot of it's not necessarily the game though. So I've been tired of like lately trolled. Like, you know, it's like I can check my history right now. I
Yep.
will. Matter of fact, I'm gonna check my history right now because I got it
Let's
pulled
do
up.
it. Let's do it, bro. Dive in.
All right,
Dive in.
I'm
Get
not
those
gonna count
receipts.
I'm not gonna count the assault. Right. So I'm just gonna go back the last few games. I got a slash. Right. I picked Loki. Right. Because I was already getting frustrated, so I said, "Fuck it, I'm going Loki." We had one tank. Our one of our warrior went damage. Right. Didn't he did switch up at the end after I was like, meh, meh, meh. Some other people mentioned something. Then I'm like, hey, how about maybe if you're gonna pick a warrior and go full damage, let us know before. But then the game before that is a conquest. I actually did play a conquest. No
Wow.
mage, no mage. I was jungler. I'd already locked in, and then someone's like, hey, you guys mind if I do something wonky? Which normally I don't give a fuck about. Again, I was already locked in though, because it was the last person to pick. So it's like, uh, 15 seconds left. We can't rebuild our team. Okay. We lost that. And it wasn't his fault. He did well, but we had no magical damage. Uh Game before that was a slash. And this one, I was like, what the fuck's going on? I hit tab and our two tanks. We did have our two tanks. One was a uh Osiris, and he was doing Osiris build. The other was a Cthulhu that was. And this one I'm cutting a little more lax on because I decided I was gonna go tanky warrior ish ESET. So when we had more of a damage bruiser ish Cthulhu, it's like, all right, I'm gonna cut a little slack, right? Because I'm kind of trolling a little bit on this one too. But I had said in the lobby that's what I was doing, was bobble the ESET. And then we got the match before that. Let's see how I got. I'm looking. No, that was an alright one. Okay, so that one started off alright. But that's kind of how the days have been going for me. It's like, one or two games will be okay. Other ones, it's like, why don't we have a mage? Why did we go this? Why did we pick this? You know, aside from like the assaults.
So you said when you
Trolled a
started that.
whole bunch, or it's you'll like open up and it's like the tab and it's like, oh, the enemy team. Not only do they have triple guardians and built every fucking like team aura to fight against us, we have 1.5 tanks and they all built, breastplates and like I don't know, just non-team fight shit. It's like, oh no, getting steamrolled, or it's like just constantly getting no help from randos in the back line. It's like, guys, I'm getting dove by this person. Can I get any peel? I do get it. I do get bitching about the game because it can get frustrating. But
But you brought up an interesting point beforehand that it might not have to do with the game. It might just be your like emotional state that certain day. Because here's something I've been thinking about. Because I became a parent 2.5 years ago, and sometimes, some days, I have a great time, and not everything they do, my children are adorable, and I love them for it. And some days they just really piss me off for almost nothing. And I'm like, why are you doing things you're not allowed to do constantly? And my wife and I have been talking about this, the fact that the only days I get annoyed at the shit they pull are the days when I'm in a bad place myself. Like I'm in a bad mood, had a bad day at work. And I get triggered when they do something, especially my older child, my boy. And maybe it might be the same with Smite. If you have a bad day, and then you go to play Smite, you get annoyed at people trolling, while usually you'd be like, hell yeah, have fun. So how much do you think is actually the game, and how much do you think is depression?
see, here's the thing though. Because how much of it is also when other people say that it bothers you, they're like, oh shit, that's hilarious as fuck. Let me do it more.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, well, I wasn't really bothered. I was just like, I spoke up because I was a little bothered. And someone doubled down. That doesn't usually happen with like people in the Discord
But
at
you
all.
see,
That's
that's
definitely
not
more
the fault.
randos.
That's not the fault of the game, though. That's the fault of the players.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. And I said that it's not a lot of the game. It's a lot. Well, I don't know. Bobble is a little obnoxious right now on some people. And I am
Yeah,
a little
It's
annoyed that my
obnoxious
favorite game modes,
because non-DRCC exists in the game.
most people are really abusive with it. And I'm
Yeah.
also still, and we've been pretty vocal about this, we love cooldowns.
Yep.
3 of the 4 hosts fucking love playing cooldowns on Sunday. We can't do that. I like playing MOTDs in general. They have been removed on Saturdays for a bunch of adventure that I don't give a fuck about. So it's like, okay, you have literally eliminated infinite assaults, all those other shit that I play on the weekends, whatever it is that day.
Right.
Okay. So right now I'm very heavy limited because arena is also boring as fuck for me. Especially now that people have that little extra survivability. They just
It's
tend to
fine.
get away a little bit more. And
It's
I'm
okay,
here.
Fro. You
I'm
can
here to throw
play. You
hands.
can play Joust with me and stuff. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm down to now, though. It's literally like slash, assault, joust.
Joust.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
And
glad you
Tell you
forgot
what,
those
bro, you
Joust
want
games over while I was gone in Romania. I'm glad you
you want
forgot those Joust games. We played this before I left.
you want to go hard mode, Fro? You can get your PlayStation controller back out.
you laugh, but I've been looking into getting a capture card so I can actually stream my
Stream from it.
PS4. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can stream from my PS4 already, right? Because
Right,
built
but
in and shit.
I mean, like better.
Yeah, with like my scenes and overlay, and
Yeah. And then you
Get
can
it
have
for the
your
PS5 and play the new God of
I
War
don't
game. It'll be thematic
have a
for you.
PS5.
Neither do I, but I mean, if you're getting capture card.
Excuse me. But are you talking about the what is it? The new God of War. I was like, hold up, are you talking about like just the God of War where he goes to like the Norse area? But I forgot. Yeah,
where
the
he
second
says
one. The
boy.
second one.
Boy.
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 Dad of War, as a lot of people call it online.
Boy.
That of
Yeah,
war.
they did refer to that because it's like they had two God of Wars, right? They're like to separate them. A lot of times they were calling that the Dad of War.
Nice.
So,
Me and Adi had so much
Boy.
fun with the Norse / Icelandic / Norwegian spoken in that game. It was terrible.
yeah, I remember because I did actually stream that on my PS4, and I remember asking Addy about a bunch of the different ones. Mainly Atreus that says it, not Atreus. What the fuck's his name? Drawing a blank.
Atreides?
Maybe it is. Yeah, whatever the fuck his name. I think the boy. So whenever he said, I'm like, Addy,
No,
what's this mean? And
Atreides is from Dune. Never mind, Atreides is from Dune.
but I would ask Addy, I'm like, hey, what the fuck does this mean? And he's like, well, if it is supposed to be this word, it means this. He's like, but that sounds all fucked up. I'm like, all right, that's fair. That's fair. Smite podcast.
It's my podcast. You know? It is what it is.
So we had pretty loose show notes this week.
Yeah. Yeah, we're flying hot and fast. Bobble Bubble Bursted.
Yeah.
Care to elaborate?
So yeah, for that I did put the Bobble Bursted.
Yep.
As I'm sure everyone pretty much still knows about this. I know Nev was pretty excited about this, but they're nerfing the Bobble. By the time everyone's hearing this, the Bobble is nerfed. The Bobble is no more, if you will. How do you feel about that? I mean, this is exactly what we said they were probably gonna do, right? Move the cap down to 50% instead of 60.
That's kind of what I was saying last week needed to happen.
Right. And, well, I mean, I think we all pretty much agreed that they were gonna do that, right? Because we had the conversation going forward, like assuming that they don't, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think it's a good change. They nerfed the cap down to 50% now instead of 40.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Which
it's
is
actually good.
which is still really good, but now it's like actually playable against.
Right, and it also I
Yeah.
think fixes the item synergy with itself. I know there are some
Right,
people
because you can just tack it on to the end of a 40% build.
just tack it on,
Yeah.
and it covers. No,
And you
no
don't
more
have
needed.
to worry about. Yeah.
So I think it does. I think it narrows in on its niche and fills it as its niche spot much better.
Mm-hmm.
I know there were some people in our Discord in our new episode chat channel that was saying that they think they should full commit to the build. I'm still gonna have to disagree with that because it's like fully committing and having to sacrifice everything while also getting a nerf for committing.
Right. See, and
Super
here's the
feels
thing:
bad.
is they're lowering the cooldown cap, but they're not adjusting the negatives on the item.
Right.
Right. They're bringing the positives down.
Which
So
I'm okay with that because what this
yes.
is going to allow is you to that one extra open spot that you don't have to dedicate to a cooldown item that you're actually going to be able to build an item to actually enhance
Another
your build.
damage.
Well, whether
Yeah.
it's a pen item, percent pen, or flat pen,
Protections
or maybe a gem of isolation or something if you're going to be spamming a build. Who knows? A luxury,
Right.
not a luxury item, situational item. Your anti-heal, your etc. Right, because let's admit, almost every god has like 2 core items that fit with their kit that you would consider core per se. You're already having to do 3 to 4 items. We kind of went over this last week, but if you're already having to do like 3 or 4 items into the cooldown, right? I mean, I'm sorry, 5 items. Yeah, it was 4.
Yep.
You didn't really leave anywhere because then you had the 2 core and you couldn't do anything else, right? Then you're left like, well, fuck. Hopefully, Deso pen covers me. I do like this change. I think it's good. What about you, Sadons? I don't fucking know it all. No, we lost him.
No.
Wait, you lost? Oh, sorry, muted. That's
Ah,
fun. Here I am.
yeah.
What do I think about it? Well, that's a good question. I don't have a massive opinion on it because I was gone while this was running at its worst, and people were having the worst time with it again. But from what I've heard, people had a lot of fun with it who abused it, and people did not have any fun who went up against it. So equaling out the levels of fun now, no one has fun, but everyone's happy. Sounds good to me. It's the sign of a good compromise when no one's completely happy. Some people are still angry, Bobble is still there. Other people are sad it's not as good as it used to be. Sign of a good compromise.
Yeah. All right.
I
Well,
kind of forgot I had my door open, and my kid turns on the TV in the living room, and it's just like blasting. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about the
oh,
TV.
yeah.
And my
You
dumb
know,
ass is like, what are you doing? Turn the TV down. I'm like, oh wait, hold up, never mind, kid. You can watch TV. Let me shut my door. Like, fucking asshole dad. Look at me. I'll watch your TV.
turn that music down.
Well, you know, it is one of those things. Okay, we've talked a lot about behind the scenes type shit today. Like, so this
Yeah.
is kind of a bit more of a fast and loose episode. Uh, it is one of those things where, like, you know, I have kids and shit, so it's like each week I got time that I'm setting aside, not with the family, to like record. So it's like I'm not gonna tell you can't fucking watch TV when I'm stuck in my room, fucking in front of a computer. You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
it's just dumbass me. My first instinct when I went out there is like, hey, turn it off, and then it's like
Right.
pause. No, don't turn it off. I'll shut my door. My bad. My bad.
Uh, well,
Yeah,
Pro Double G, I feel like we're closing in towards the end of the episode. Am I right? I
we are.
feel
We are.
like I feel like we need to throw out a reminder about the community corner, which I do believe we've gotten quite a few submissions for. Now, this is the build us a hunter, use the existing abilities, you know, only passives can fill the passive slot, only ones can fill the one slot, etc., etc. Um, build us what you think is the ultimate hunter. And you know what, Sadons, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Oh
I
god.
I don't see a submission here from you.
Oh
Oh
god.
shit.
But do you
Oh shit.
think do you
Say
think you
I'm
could come
surprised you
up with
didn't
one for
participate
us
in
here on
this.
the podcast?
Let's see if I can come up with a perfect hunter. Hmm,
Oh.
that's a
Oh,
good
I'm hearing the
question.
keys. Clickety clack, clickety
Yeah,
clack.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Well,
Uh,
to be fair, he's got to pull up the Smite God list. There's a lot of
I, I
abilities
am
out
I
there.
am looking at
He has
uh
to think like, okay, which hunter has a good passive? Well, Scotty passive is technically Calder, but you need to take that too then if you want Calder to do anything.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So,
I'm just honestly thinking like what could I do to make a character that's the most fun to play for me and the most unfun to play against for the enemy?
Oh,
yeah.
Like what hmm?
you could have the
I think that
one
one's
be a Ganesh one. The two could be
no.
Ganesh's two. The
Oh, it
three
is
could be.
Hunter, bro.
Listen,
Hunter. Listen.
listen. I mean, in my heart, I will play Ganesh Hunter, and there's no one who can stop me. But my team might not agree that it's the best choice. So I'm thinking like full. If I want to build a hunter, I want to build like full disruption, like someone who will just make you have a bad day. So for the passive, I'm not sure yet, but I would probably go with the. Now I'm not smite geniuses like you and the people, you guys,
Right, we're
and
Oh.
here
people
for you.
in the
We're here
Discord.
for you.
The Skadi Icy Floor would be one
Okay.
ability. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
I'm
would be
considering
the
That's
three.
the
That'd
three,
be
I
the three.
believe. Yeah.
that's the three, right? I'm considering the X Ball ult to blind you, so you can't walk, you can't see.
Oh,
I could probably go with what's a good one?
probably Artemis Trap.
Artemis Trap.
Yeah, Artemis Trap. Yeah, definitely. Put that down. Mess you up again.
So
Uh,
we need a 2. We
Down
need a
we need a
Zaburo
hunter
2
2.
for a
2.
taunt.
Downstairs 2 for a taunt. That's a really good
Un-DR
option.
taunt too.
And that,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and
I was.
Scotty Ice is pretty non-DR too.
Well, it's until you get off
You
and
got
there's no
to
DO. It's considered channel or persistent. Persistent area.
persistent probably.
Yeah.
I also like the Anhur spear to pin you to a wall.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Mess you up a bit. But for passive, okay, you guys, Smite veterans, tell me what's a passive that'll annoy my enemy.
Hu Yi's passive. Why the fuck can't I crit this hunter? Why the fuck does this hunter have a built-in half a hunter build fucking defense?
Sounds
You
good.
know,
Then
yeah.
again, if we're going with the full like restricting movement speed, Heimdall ult might be better than X-Ball ult. Just I'll pin you to a wall, or I'll really pin you to a wall.
Passive, 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 disruptive, passive. This is where Anhur might come in because he's got a prot shred passive.
he does have a prot
As
shred.
far as actual disruptive type
Cupid
passive.
doesn't help much. Chernobog's just additional damage. Chiron's healing. What's Charybdis passive?
The autos.
Is it the autos?
The title in the auto.
Oh no, it's an
tide.
attack speed increase. Item damage reduced.
That is tricky. You know what? I would just go with fucking Hachiman passive so you can spam your abilities and not run out of mana.
Get mana, yeah.
Yeah, fair point. Fair point.
Not
So
disruptive.
not
it'll
only
help
will
you.
I make you not have control of your character, I'll do it often. Sounds good.
I think a Hachiman passive is probably one of the most average, good, solid passives. I want to say it's a little above average. It's one of the most just solid passives out there.
Yeah.
But because it helps facilitate him at the end game, and that's all he really needs, right?
Yep.
And also because it allows him to not have to go to a trans build, right? And then he doesn't have to worry about mana the whole time. It's not a crazy passive by any means, and it does get outclassed, but for sure. But it's just one of the ones like it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Like,
you could do Jingwei passive to get out the lane faster.
Oh, that's a good one. I honestly I think every character in Smite should have Jingwei passive. They made a mistake.
I mean, they
making
kind of
it,
did with the
her.
fountain speed buff.
Yeah, but the fountain speed buff wears off. Let me get a little bit further before it wears off, though.
solid. I like it.
Yeah.
We could get a I move everywhere with like Jingwei passive, Apollo Vault. We could have the Charybdis whirlpool movement.
Get the fuck
Just
out of
like
here. I hate
I,
that ability so
it's
much.
it's so I hate it as much as you do.
Probably Ho Yi leap.
Listen, I put my beautiful Ganesha cage around the Charybdis, and she's just like, "No, I'm gonna leave."
How about nah, bro?
Fuck you.
How about not?
Hate that ability. I hate it so much.
Yeah, all hunter movement abilities I'm pretty sure are on the 3, so you're really stuck with one.
I think we went over this last week, and I'm like, really? And then we were like, oh yeah, and I did check, and I was like, yeah,
could be.
I think the only thing was like, well, Artemis 2, and that was the best we had.
Yeah, but then we also made like the attack speed monster, where we were like, give them hives, give them Artemis.
Oh no, I wasn't
give
talking
'em,
about the guy we made. I was talking about how you said like all the, you saying that all the dashes are on the 3. I'm like, are they? And I'm like, hold up, we had this conversation. This is like deja vu all over again.
No, so if I were to make
Artemis passive deal additional basic attack damage to
people
gods
who are
and minions
CC'd.
who are affected by crowd control.
Oh,
there we go. That's it. That's
a good one.
Yeah.
That's the one I want. Yeah, I want absolute CC, and then I want to double shred the people I CC.
Yes. Oh,
Disgusting.
It's a solid hunter. Make sure you post that after the podcast.
Oh yeah,
here.
that is solid.
And Fro Double G, I do believe we have some people that we need to thank.
All right, so thank you to Sadons for doing all of our wonderful thumbnails, even though he hasn't been able to do them lately.
And
He
thank you,
is back
Sadons,
from-
for
Listen,
being on
I've
this
been
week.
taking
Look
I've
at
been
that.
taking a recreational break to rejuvenate my creativity.
There we go.
You know that one with you and Depp riding on a crow with money raining in the background. It took a
That was
lot
so
out of
good.
me. Okay.
That was so good.
That was a good one.
Is it bad? I will say again behind the scenes. I have told this man you need to chill on these thumbnails. Like you are going way above and beyond. Like, and no, like I don't want. They're great. Thank you.
You are welcome. I have fun making them.
Well, yeah. Thank you for all our thumbnails, everyone. Say thank you to Sadons as well, and thank you to Raging Cajun, for all of the wonderful artwork that we have commissioned from him. Might maybe do some holiday stuff as we come into the holiday season. See if maybe he can alter our banner.
It's the holiday season.
Well, I mean, if he's got the file, like, hey, could you just like hit us up with holiday versions of it? You know what I mean? Well, like, I've been thinking about
Put a Santa hat on one or two of us.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm down to be an elf or a Santa. I got the beard. I think I might. Oh my god, I don't really have a belly anymore, but in my picture, I definitely have a fucking belly. And it's like, and the beard.
There you go.
Fuck. Oh, looks like Depp is my elf. Or Nev.
Taller.
Or Nev.
Nev is the elf.
Short.
Nev.
You mean Nev's not short and mad?
Correct me up. Blood Bowl teams.
Oh, did you hear that, Sadons?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that was
Okay.
great.
Tell it again for the podcast. Tell it again.
Oh, for the podcast, I will. Last week or 2 weeks ago, Riggs thought that our Blood Bowl team, the one named Short and Mad, was Nev, and no, that's definitely my team because they're dwarfs.
But he thought it was because Nev was short and mad, which is accurate, but.
All right. And before we go into the patrons, I think it's at this point I pretty much should let y'all know we're probably gonna do another Blood Bowl league for all the patrons. So Blood Bowl 2, pick it up if you want to join. I know we think we got already. If everyone who does this one goes in for next league, we're already got I think up to 12. So if we can get up to 16, I think that'd be cool. Or maybe we'll split
If you're doing another one, I will probably join as well.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do another one after this one, like almost guaranteed. So patrons, would love to see you join us. So thank you to all of our wonderful patrons too, who also help us to basically provide all this stuff and improve the quality of our podcast. So thank you to Ario Steel, Asbestos Dog, Weatherman Keith, Jade Flagon, Baseball, Griff, Bombi, Danny Boy, Caveman, Neil, Coffin Monkey, CDR Litz, Gilly, Snorlax, Weatherman, Adios, Sir Ember, K Brojo, Famous Freak, Stoffmeister, Backlash, Sadons, Dr. Godfucker, Lantern, Reese, Warlord Yo, Bats Kid, Echo Dunk, Doc, Necros, Otter Joe, Riggs, Dracon Prime, Glen Wiggle, Granite Boys, Kimmel Hoss, Void vs. Void, and Bright, Scion Gemini, Batman, Sandman, Aquasoft, Kilowatt Man, I'm a Hater, Mr. Man, Colorado, and the Big Red. Thank you all very much.
Thank you all.
Yo, that wasn't like the fastest or anything like that, but I feel like that was one of the cleanest I've done.
That was pretty clean.
I tried to trip you up, but you just championed through. Well done.
Yeah.
Is it bad that I was expecting you to do that?
Right.
Yeah, I think that's bad. You know me too well.
Something's going on. Well, boys, it's been a pleasure.
Yee.
It has. Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun. I've been invited a couple of times before, but there's always been like I saw the message 5 minutes after you started recording or something of the kind. I was like, shit. Because I've been wanting to do this forever. So thank you for having me. It's been a lot of fun. Hope I can come back again.
Yeah.
If the community doesn't absolutely hate this episode and dislikes it to shreds and like never wants me on again, I guess.
De tycker inte om det.
Jag tycker
Sorry.
inte
Where
om
I
dig
leave.
heller. Så.
No, that's beyond me. That's beyond me.
I said the same thing that you said, and I added heller.
Yeah, but I don't know what
Goodbye,
hell means.
everybody.
Goodbye.
God bless y'all.
Let's go play
Bye bye.
some cooldowns. Oh wait.